Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. This article just came out. I want to get into this article and another, a good site I had watched, which I'm show brothers in a little, but speaks about billions in food stamp payments to come early because of shutdown. Okay, and for many, this might seem like a good thing. You get more money, you get more money sooner. But the reason this is, like it says, because of shutdown, which means really, in all actuality, this could definitely be your last payment. And Jake don't know how to shop, man. So you gonna go and buy some BS. Not really understanding the times you in. Maybe certain Jakes, I'm not gonna say all Jake, maybe certain Jakes might, get it through their thick head, that you gotta buy water and things that actually sustain you. But most Jakes, you're gonna buy, a bunch of BS, gonna run out of food, and then what, man? Alright? I'll tell you what, man. The scriptures say, alright, you're gonna have those that rob, loot, alright? Hey, it's gonna get bad out here, man. And, we believe here at Great Millstone that this government shutdown is just a prelude to martial law. All right, because when you look into the news, the Republicans, the Democrats, all of these politicians, all right, that all these politicians, all right, that come up with the laws and the way the society is ran. They're not coming to any solution as to, because Trump, they're not coming to any solution. All right, and Trump isn't either. Trump is like, I want the money for my wall, or I ain't doing nothing, man. And Trump, being a big baby he is, he would rather, build the wall, all right, and hold off on the government shutdown, all right, than to provide stability for our people. And Trump, in the latest address that he did to the nations, it was actually this week, like today being, I think today's January 13th, 2019. I want to say the address might have been like on January 9th. And he was basically saying, one of the things that stuck out to me, brothers were talking about it yesterday, to where he was saying how mainly you so-called blacks and Hispanics are going to get affected, which really is there's a lot of Edomites on that, in the government assistance programs as well. But he was basically saying, mainly for you blacks and Hispanics, man. All right, because hey, Esau wants to see you suffer, man. Esau wants to Esau wants to see you suffer, man. Esau wants to see you going without. And really, this is all a test run. Just to see how you people will react. Like over there in Venezuela, that was really a test run, man. Just see how long it would take. For things to go real bad. For example, in week 3, you might have had people, robbing each other. In week 6, you might have people looting. That's the same thing as robbing, but killing their animals to eat because they were starving so much. So just like in Venezuela, which those are also Israelites. All right, you see how they're being treated. How much more here in America, man? Where it's all the tribes here at once. Okay. All right. So to read on in this article, it says the partial government shutdown, hours away from becoming the longest in U.S. history, means that millions of low-income Americans, right, millions of you Israelites, are about to get their February food stamps a few weeks early. Okay. And you Jakes on the bottom, man. So when this place fall, guess who's gonna get all the weight? You know, guess, hey, who's been carrying all the weight and been getting the less paid? You know, is you Israelites. We always go into how you got Issachar, you so-called Mexicans. Mexicans are working everywhere, man. You know, you cannot find a restaurant, no matter what nationality it may be, to where Issachar don't work in, man. Okay? So it says the partial government shutdown, hours away from becoming the longest in U.S. history, means that millions of low-income Americans are about to get their February food stamps a few weeks early. An unprecedented payout of billions of dollars in benefits has states and grocery stores scrambling. After raising alarm that the food stamp program could run out of funding for February, the Trump administration announces this week that it had come up with a way to bankroll more than $4.8 billion in benefits next month, with just one catch. Benefits for the nearly 39 million people enrolled in the program must be paid out by January 20th, weeks earlier than usual. The workaround creates serious logistical and communication challenges and could lead to widespread confusion about how benefits in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, formerly known as food stamps, will be disturbed in coming months if the spending impasse continues. The federal government has experienced issuing SNAP benefits on short notice in a single state or region in response to natural disasters, but a single payout of this size and scale is uncharted territory, offering a new window into the shutdown's far-reaching effects. All right, so basically, the fact that this is happening to where Trump is, paying out all these people at once, all right, proves that America's falling. It proves the bad state that this place is in. Okay? And you know what? It just made me think about this precept. As I say that, let's grab it. This is just lock it 1 second out here. This is Jeremiah 51:8. This is Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. If so be, she may be healed. But we see, even these politicians know, these politicians, the ones that follow these data and the statistics, know that, hey, there's no healing for Babylon. This place is on its way down and it's not coming back. All right, it says, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Okay? Which basically means, they will have, healed Babylon. They will have bail out Babylon. But, hey, this is too far gone. $21-22 trillion in debt. It says, forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth up to heaven and is lifted up unto the skies. Basically meaning that the judgment, the judgment is already set. It's unstoppable. You got this housing market getting ready to burst. You got the stocks, going, one day they going up like crazy, the next day they going down, into the negatives like crazy. This place is right, man, and it's past due, man. You have homosexuals everywhere. Esau's pushing a gender X. Okay. Just a lot of wicked things are happening in this place, man. The brother in the camp yesterday, he was showing us how, you have Esau allowing a little boy, which is a drag, a little drag queen, on the cover of a magazine with a homosexual, man. Okay, so hey, this place, man, 2/3, man. Hey, This place got to be destroyed, and 2/3 got to be destroyed. Because this place, along with 2/3, which are really tied into this place, are getting worse every day. Alright, so reading on, it says, we do not know of any time this has ever happened, said Hannah Walker, Senior Director of Technology and Nutrition Policy at the Food Market Institute, which represents retailers like Kroger, Walmart, and Safeway. Grocery retailers across the country are preparing for a potential onslaught of SNAP shoppers beginning next week and making sure they have enough food stock and employees on hand to handle the volume. SNAP purchases account for nearly 10% of all grocery businesses in the U.S. each year, according to recent estimates. Many retailers are also trying to figure out how to best communicate with SNAP recipients because of whom may be confused about why they're getting extra benefits next month. This is a long article, as you said. As you say, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'll probably just read like maybe 1 or 2 more paragraphs, and just load the whole article up in the description box, Lord willing. So let me see what else. I'm gonna skip to. I just skip to the second to the last paragraph. This is the Trump administration has not specified how it plans to deal with benefits if the shutdown continues, and Congress does not provide money needed for SNAP benefits in March. USDA officials have said that if the shutdown continues, they'll look for other ways to keep federal nutrition programs running to the greatest extent possible. Alright? Which, really, they don't have no control over that. If there's no money, there's no money. Americans should have access to food, and we will use all available legal options to make that happen. Brandon Lipp's administration of USDA Food and Nutrition Service and the department's acting deputy under Secretary of Food, Nutrition and Consumer Services said this week. Hey man, this place is falling, man. It's hard to, you can say that, man, but it's hard to remain positive in a place that's inevitably going down. This place is falling, man. All right, this is Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 3. I'm happy, man. I'm happy this place is falling, man. Second Ezra 16 and 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sackcloth, and here bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent unto you, and who may turn it back? Meaning nobody, man. No stimulus package. You know what I'm saying? No positive word, so-called positive word. Because guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants this place to go down, man. And Job 12 tells us, alright, that if the Most High, if the Most High, takes the power away from something, it will not return unless he says so, man. And this place is not going to return because it's wicked. Amos 9 and 8 says the Most High, he has his eyes upon his sinful kingdom. Okay? It says, a sword is sent. Let me see. Hey, the scriptures also make me think of in Matthew 24 how the Most High also told us, alright, that the day shall be shortened for the elect's sake. Alright, so this place, the Lord is not going to prolong it anymore, man. Because the longer this place goes on, the more wicked inventions Esau thinks to push, All right, to destroy our people, man, to destroy the earth. All right, we can go on for days, man, how Esau is destroying the earth, man. You know, hey, Esau, they even tell you in that this show called The Walking Dead, how Esau pushes you know, he even has it to where he has a chemical warfare. All right, to where he can push you know, disease type pathogens in the air to get the people sick. You know, he's doing that on a small scale daily, man, with these chemtrails. All right, that's how Esau understands and knows when there's you know, flu season. It says, woe be unto the Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloth of sack, and here bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent unto you, and who may turn it back? Okay. And this sword is Esau, man, because Esau, Edom, you know, he's getting ready to show his hand, especially for you brothers, you know, for us at Great Millstone, and really all those, you know, so-called truthers, all those, you know, who think to stand up against this place, man. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble? When it have begun to burn, may one turn again the arrow that is shot out of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Okay, so the Most High sendeth the plagues, man. Satan, boy. All right, and I had wanted to you know, I got this article going into the COINTELPRO King Alfred plan in the coming future of America martial law. You know, like I said, what's happening now, so where Esau knows where he's going to go next with this. You see that the masses, you know, they have the masses thinking everything's going to get better. Just sit tight. You know, like, for example, you have a lot of people who are getting paid that work for the government, but they still, you know, choose to go to work because they believe, you know, the government is going to come back on. They believe they're going to get their back pay. All right. But this is all, you know, which we believe through the spirit here at Great Millstone. This is all for a greater purpose, man, to push that RFID chip. You know, Esau works, you know, in the order of KO, or problem reaction solution. All right. He even puts that, you know, he even puts his plans on his money. All right. I'm going to prove also that this place is wrong, man. Okay. But like I said, man, we at Great Millstone, we believe, all right, that this is all, you know, for a bigger purpose, man. You know, Trump is never going to get that wall built. The government shutdown is going to continue. Jakes are going to lose government assistance. And after their food runs out, what do you think is going to happen, man? You know, do you think they're going to still continue to believe in the government in their lives? All right? Or do you think, hey, that they're going to, you know, go out and get it on their own, man? I was trying to find a precept real quick, but I just quoted the scriptures say how they should not regard their kings nor princes, man. You know, so things about to get bad out here, man. All right, and Esau wants it to be so. All right, and you have, like I said, you have different so-called classified operations, such as COINTELPRO and King Alfred plan, to where Esau, you know, he's planned, you know, even prior, you know, years ago, man. You have Rex 84, which is also mentioned in this article. All right, is also titled "A Readiness Exercise 1984," was a plan involving FEMA in association with 34 other federal civil department and agencies, along with other NATO nations. All right, and you see FEMA up there. It makes me think of how FEMA, just last year um they ordered all these RFID chips, man. So why would FEMA, which is a federal emergency management agency, all right, just so happen to order all of these RFID chips prior to this government shutdown, a year prior to, man, which means they had to know something was about to go down. All right, and I'm not gonna read this article. I'm gonna play a little bit of the video because the video goes into the different the COINTELPRO and the King Alfred plan and Rex 84. So I'm gonna play a few minutes of the video, and just to allow you brothers to understand.
Truth unveiled here, and today we're going to be talking about COINTELPRO and all of the operations associated with this, and we're going to be talking about how this relates to what's about to take place and what your government has been preparing for the past how many years. Now we're here at the actual FBI website, or the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and we're at the vault, as they call it, and it says COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO, the FBI began it, which is short for Counterintelligence Program, back in 1956 to disrupt the activities of the Communist Party of the United States. In the 1960s, it was expanded to include a number of other domestic groups such as the Ku Klux Klan, or the KKK, the Socialist Workers' Party, and the Black Panther Party. All COINTELPRO operations were ended in 1971. Oh, but they weren't, and we're going to talk more about that. Although limited in scope, about 0.2% of the FBI's workload over a 15-year period, COINTELPRO was later rightfully criticized by Congress and the American people for abridging First Amendment rights and for other reasons. Yes, because your FBI is good at doing that. When have they ever followed the Constitution? But anyway, let's keep going, because then it says here are the groups that they list: white hate groups, New Left, Puerto Rican groups, black extremists, hoodwink, Cuba, Socialist Workers' Party, and espionage programs. Now,
hey, so you see, most of those groups targeted you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Okay, and hey, Esau knows what he's doing, man, because a part of prophecy says that there's going to be a famine of the word. So with this government shutdown, it could also implement the famine of the word. All right, and Esau, through his different programs, it can come down upon the men of the Lord, because that's what he ultimately wants to do too. Order out of chaos, man. I was going into before, man. It's a chaotic situation to where things are going crazy. People are looting, robbing, rioting. And then he can bring his order, man, which is his new world order. But prior to his new world order, he has to take out the things that would that would try to stop his new world order. Okay.
Wikipedia also gives a brief summary of COINTELPRO, and like I said, later on we'll be talking about how this relates to people like you and me, but it says here, COINTELPRO, which is the Counterintelligence Program, is a series of covert and often illegal projects conducted by the FBI aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting American political organizations, but let's not forget peoples too. So what is this all about? Spying and denying it, just like the NSA, or the No Such Agency, the same agency that was behind the cyber attack recently. But anyway, it says FBI records show that COINTELPRO resources targeted groups and individuals that the FBI deemed quote-unquote subversive. And what you're going to see is that in a report that the FBI released back in 2000 that has to do with extremism, you're going to see exactly who they deem as subversive, and trust me, it's not who you think. But according to this, it included the anti-Vietnam War organizers, activists of the Civil Rights Movement or the Black Power Movement, and also the Black Panther Party, the feminist organization,
Hey, so Esau plans to come down upon all you militant groups as well, man. Which includes what IURC, IURC, GOCC. Maybe GOCC. But yeah, well, GOCC as well, because they would be considered a black extremist group. you know, ISUPK, you know, which they'll definitely be considered a black extremist group because they was on that show called Vice, man, in which they were shooting guns, you know, talking about God is about to here to save black people, which that was all set up, man. All right, because hey, that was really all set up, you know, for Esau, like I said, for Esau to be justified in implementing these different programs, all right, to bring order and peace to this place, so-called order and peace.
Colonial movements such as Puerto Rican independence groups.
Oh, also, you know how we always talk about, these these war vets, you know, these war vets, they're gonna come down upon them too, man. All right, because they represent a threat, man.
And a variety of other organizations that were part of the New Left, including KKK and white supremacist groups. Not to mention the Red Scare and the communist propaganda back then, because if you did not agree with the government said, you could have been considered a communist and you would have had to been locked up and detained for further questioning. And we know that nothing is new under the sun. Are they about to do that again? Is terrorism and extremism the new communism? Oh, how history repeats itself. But now we're going to be talking more about how this led into the King Alfred Plan, and we're going to be going over Rex 84, Operation Garden Plot, and the McCarran Act. And I know I've gone over some of this before, but we're going to reiterate it so you can see how it's all related. And now we're going to be talking about why your government is constantly pushing the extremism and terrorism agenda, especially at a time like this, because who are the real extremists and terrorists? But according to this, the Rex 84 program, which is Readiness Exercise 1984, was a program originally.
And real quick, look at that, it makes me think about the Apostle Bar's video, man. Demonized, because Esau is pushing the anti terrorism thing, man, with demonizing Great Millstone, man. All right.
Originally established on the reasoning that if a, quote, mass exodus of illegal aliens crossed the Mexican-U.S. border, they would then be quickly rounded up and detained in detention centers by FEMA. Existence of the Rex 84 plan was first DOD, the same organization.
Slovakia. Damn. But now the sound I want to play. Fucking see.
Subsequently reported by the Miami Herald back in 1987, quote.
And we see Trump is pushing, okay, we got to build this wall because if not, it's going to be a bunch of Mexicans hopping the border, man, coming over here, a bunch of delinquent, Mexicans coming over here, who just so happen to rape women and rob and loot, which, like the brother Kalab said, man, without Issachar, this place will fall, man, because they do all the dirty work, all the work that really keeps this place up and running, man,
These camps are to be operated by FEMA should martial law need to be implemented in the U.S., and all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation and the attorney.
Oh, and also, just to add too, it makes me think of, maybe about a year or two ago, you had a lot of Northern who were actually, coming over here, and they were separated, or they were actually sent back to their, Guatemala or, Honduras, while their kids were, being put in detention centers here, man. All right, so we seen a small scale of that happening. All right, so these things is not, how people may call it a conspiracy theory. All right, that's because your eyes is not open. The Most High is not dealing with you. All right.
general signature on a warrant to which a list of names is attached. But your government has already signed in unconstitutional executive orders that already paved the way for these things. But let's keep going. And there you have it. The real purpose of FEMA is to not only protect the government, but to be its principal vehicle for martial law. And we've talked about this. This is why FEMA could not respond immediately to Hurricane Katrina, because humanitarian efforts were no longer part of its job description under the DHS, nor has it ever been. And now we're also going to be talking about Operation Garden Plot and how this relates with Readiness Exercise, or Rex 84. Now, Operation Garden Plot is a general U.S. Army and National Guard plan to respond to major domestic civil disturbances within the United States. That's why you're seeing all of these drills, such as Operation Cascadia Rising that occurred last year, and even Gotham Shield that occurred a few weeks ago. That's why all of this stuff is happening. They're not just doing this for fun. They're not just doing this, for emergency readiness. Oh my goodness, we know exactly what they're doing. But it says the plan was developed in response to